Chaos Gunners Collective. Back at it? You already know. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Get the motherfucking hands waving. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Like a mother effing smack at it. Bye-up. 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 All that is, you can tell by that thumbnail right there. Pruno. You know, I know, we all know. Some Pruno, right? Or those of you that don't know, I'm about to give you the game right now. And why Pruno is the root of all evil in prison. It always leads to bad things. And I can tell you some stories. And I'm about to in a menudo style in direct fashion. As you can tell by that thumbnail, he's holding a big old bolsita, right? Of some A1 from day one. Now, trip out. Here's some knowledge you can't get in college. And I know you've heard stories before, but you haven't heard it the Gunner way. Not the Aki way, the Gunner way. Right now, trip out on this. Pruno. It seems like every time I've seen people sipping, and I've sipped some myself. I'm not going to say to sip it. Nope. Don't go that route, right? That'll make you cross-eyed, right? But I will tell you this. You're going to need lentils when you're done. I have sipped it before, and it was rather unbecoming taste-wise, right? Did it do the job? I guess, right? I guess if you drink enough of it, it will. But it's something of legendary status when it comes to prison. It's something a lot of vatos do just because they've heard of it and they're thinking, hey, Sasuke, I want to get a little buzzing cousin, right? And fuck it. So they go all out and they sip a little bit. They sip a little wine. Now, there's a lot of different ways to manufacture and fabricate it. And I'm not going to sit here and give you the recipe, Sasuke. I know, but that's for me to know, for you to find out. That's the type of knowledge you won't get at the Guns College. But what you will get is some stories about Pruno and how every time it seems like people were sipping, it went left. It went sideways. It went bad, right? It went all bad. And I'ma let it be known. Like Brother Lynch, it went all bad, right? 24 deep. Now, Trip. I remember one time, I didn't know anything about Pruno. I didn't know the get down. I didn't know the game on it. And the guy who actually taught me how to make it, I ain't gonna lie, was a perro chato, a Fresno Bulldog, right? Yes. He taught me. You know, and hey, shout out to my boy Brins from college. I'm gonna give him all that respect and all that love. Because he's the one that laced me up and taught me. He was a wine connoisseur. Okay, they're about to, hey, he made fucking straight water into wine. They're about to could walk on the water and not get wet. He was about that shit. About to should work for Bartle and James or something. He was that serious when it came to that. I'm gonna get and gave me the get down. Key to it is sugar. If you don't got that, you ain't got nothing, right? But like I said, we're not gonna get into the recipes and shit. But what we will get into is some stories. So me and him were in a prison. And we were on this yard, and I'm not going to lie, man, it was a 50-50 yard, right? I was 50 going this way. He was 50 going that way. He was no longer affiliated with what he was affiliated with. He was still pushing his Bulldog movement or whatever the case may be. But we were posted up together, man, chilling, doing our thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, we took to liking each other, man. We took to becoming friends. We took to becoming camaradas, homeboys, taitas. And for no other reason than a respect. There was a mutual respect there. And at the same time, he was the wine man, and I was trying to learn how to do it so I could make a little feria. That was the whole thing. I was chasing that bag, and I had to make a bag to get a bag, right? And so he taught me the wills and the ways of how you do it. And I'm going to tell you right now, we had the game sold up. Everybody was trying to sip, right? The way he did, the way he taught me, and I sipped it. It wasn't too bad. Wasn't too great, but wasn't too bad. But it definitely did the job. Now, every time I've seen people sip wine on yards, it's always led to some riff-raff bullshit. It's always led to drama. Right? You'll hear a lot of stories of different prison YouTubers that'll sit here and they'll say, hey, fucking guys were sipping, they got into a riot kicked off, or someone disrespected someone. Because we all know when you drink a little liquor, you drink a little alcohol, what happens? Y'all, you get brave, right? You get braver. You say it with your chest on power. I mean, you're out there with it, right? And you definitely have something to say. And that's what happens, same thing. Once you get a little inebriated, your mind state is in a different cloud. You're no longer chasing clout. You're out there chasing clowns on the yard like on un pinche pico de gallo, right? With the pedazo straight up at your asshole. Doing bad things, doing things that you wouldn't rather do if you were sober, but it happens. That's part of the game, you know? Usually when I see people sipping, and they do it like on holidays, you know, people's birthdays, whatever, they want to fucking, they just want to do a batch, and everybody wants to get fucking a little different, a little head change. It goes down, and what usually happens after that is someone's going to just say something stupid, someone's going to disrespect someone, and something's going to go down on the yard. 9 times out of 10, when people are sipping on the yard, they don't know how to handle that shit, the yard's going down. Guard! It's going down. It's definitely going down. It's always fucking alcohol related. Not every time. I mean, there's a lot of things in prison that happen, but I'm saying every time people are sipping, they get to tripping, they slip in the clip and they get to spitting, and it's just ugly, right? Now, I remember one situation, we're chilling, me and the homeboy, and these guys, these Africano brothers, they wanted wine. They were badgering us, hey, so can we get a little batch, man? Fuck with us, man. It's the homeboy's birthday. And come on, we're right, I got you. Now, the money was right and the game was tight, so we definitely laced up a batch, hooked them up. Okay, that was the worst mistake that I ever made because they got to fighting and tussling and pushing. They stepped back and they kept busting. And then I decided it's time for me to go. So I stopped. There was no vehicle, right? I'm on the yarda. I'm seeing it go down. They start to fight amongst their own car, their own people. And it was an ugly situation. I mean, God was over there trying to rip motherfuckers' t-shirts off like Hulk Hogan. And all the woods were like, damn, brother. The brothers are getting down, brother. Right? It was that serious. All because they sipped a little too much and they couldn't handle it. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say there aren't those that can sip a whole gallon and fucking get with it. They can. But these particular gentlemen couldn't. Right? And I felt bad because it was kind of me that fucking gave it to them. But at the same time, homes, money is money. Right? Like and subscribe. I needed my motherfucking issue right off the top. And that's what it was. Business is business. Homes, nothing personal. Whether they're about to fuck the other guy around the fucking hamburger, I don't know. You know what I mean? All I do know is they just weren't in their right state of mind. Now, I remember one time I cooked the batch. This is what happened. So there's a thing called gym living in prison, right? We usually, when you're level 3, man, they don't have enough cells. There's a lot of overflow. There's a lot of people in these fucking prisons. I mean, it's gotten so bad to where they have bunks in the day rooms. That's how bad it's gotten. People would tell you they've been there. They know what's up, right? So at this particular prison where I was at, man, I actually had to go do some gym living, level 3. So they throw my ass up in the gym. Or what happened was I had come from a building. I was trying to get to the gym. Most times people are trying to get from the gym to a building. But this particular day, I was trying to get to the gym. My boy was there who cooked up batches. And at the same time, I was trying to go over there. There was just a lot more leniency, a lot more less rules. And you could wiggle a little bit. So I was trying to get over there with the homeboys so I could make some fucking batches. And we can make some feria. And at the same time, we get a little inebriated, right? And I remember it wasn't but my first day over there. And I got straight to it. And I see some, I didn't even know anyone there. I was like, what's up, bro? What's up? Yeah, that's right. All right. Cool. Whoop. I got to whipping up a little bizatch, throwing that motherfucker in my locker, right? That motherfucker was bubbling in the bucket, doing his thing. I was burping it, right? And getting my motherfucking issue on. There's an art to this shit, and I'm not going to explain the art, so I'm not Picasso or Leonardo da Vinci, but what I am is a motherfucking ex-convict that was in there doing my thing on gang, right? So I had the batch bubbling, and what happened was fucking I got a package. So when you get packages on the yard at this particular place, you have to go hit the yard, and there was a pole right there, and it had all the people's names who had hit for packages. Then you go get in the linea to go get your fucking package. That's the way it was. They don't bring it to your building. They didn't do none of that. If you had a package, it was basically where the canteen line was. You go up, you grab your package, you plug whoever's behind there for putting you in line first, and then you get on down the road. There's rules and regulations to this shit. You feel me? So I see my name was on the list, and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna go get my package, if for no other reason, right? What I failed to realize was that batch was starting to smell a little bit. You know, there was different ways to deodorize the area, but at the same time, I was new to this gym. I wasn't really contemplating and paying attention to what the fuck was going on. It was my first day in there, right? So, of course, I go out and get my package. I'm coming back all happy. Bing, da, bam. Got a package, ain't no clown, and you know this shit is going down. Bing, da, bam. I was all happy because my homegirl had sent me a whole bunch of Zuzus and Wham Whams and Sasuke. I was going to get my motherfucking oatmeal Cinnabon on, right? So I'm going back to the building. As I'm walking into the building, something don't seem right. Or something seems mighty peculiar around this motherfucker, right? It was the fucking cop. She was at the desk and she had a big old bolsita of some wine. And I said, oh, hell no, right? And she said, you motherfucker, come here. I said, damn, right? Gonna put my package away? She goes, oh no. This is what we gonna do. This chick made me go. There was like a latrine area, a bathroom, a shower area. She made me go in there in front of the whole building and she dumped the wine out at my feet, right? She was like, I don't know where you come from or what building you think you're at, but over here in my gym, we don't get down like that. So I wanted to stab her right there. I was mad, right? But at the same time, hey, such is the game. I got the wine poured out at my feet. She turned wine back into water. I was looking at that shit like, damn, the homeboy was looking at me like, you be fucking up, right? So she threatened to throw me out of the gym. It never went down. She did give me a write-up. So whatever. Give me that 115. I'll run that, right? I ain't tripping. I'm trying to get back to my bunk, put my package away, and eat me a motherfucking hostess ding-dong, right? Bang, bang. So anyways, that was my situation there with the wine. For a little while, I stepped on back because the focus was on me. The lady was like, I can't believe you. How dare you? You know, I pulled strings to get you over here because your friends wanted you over here. And what are you doing? You're disrespecting me by cooking wine. I said, Sasuke, this is prison. What do you expect? That's hey, you act like you're not going to have a shot at Patron tonight. You know what I mean? Shit, hoes got to drink too? You're doing your thing? Shit, we're trying to get our issue. Anyway, she forgave me. I forgave her. And that was that. And I knew not to fuck with her when she was on shift. So I was getting every other day it was going down. Now, let me tell you about a situation in that same gym. There was some other fucking babosos cooking up a batch. And we knew about it. We wasn't haters, man. It wasn't no competition. We knew our shit was smoking their shit. But they definitely had something going on over there. You can smell it in the air, right? It smelled like rotten grapefruit and patas, right? So I'm like, hey, chup out. I think they're making pata de puerco over there. The sun's going down, right? And of course it was going down. It was a nice little batchy batch. And there was a homeboy. His name was Little Man from Modesto. Now this homeboy right here, he was the one. Supposedly he was the one. He was the fucking cook. Sasuke Chef Boyardee. He knew what he was doing, and he was lacing up all the little homies on doing what they were doing. And me and my boy, we wasn't really tripping. You know, we kind of had our own fucking movidas going, but at the same time, we were kind of wondering what their shit tasted like. You know what I mean? If there was any competition for us, Sasuke, we were going to step our game up, right? We were going to hit with some pineapple juice. But we were definitely looking, seeing what they had going on. And these motherfuckers started acting like babosos. They were sipping. Never get high on your own supply, right? Never sip your own batch. But they kept sipping and sipping and sipping. And this vato did some very bad shit to another guy, right? I don't know if they thought it was funny, but they decided they wanted to horseplay, man. There were some repercussions for every action, man. Believe me, even on a yard where you're not dictated or mandated to certain rules and regulations, man, it's still gonna go fucking down. You can't disrespect grown men, especially when you're incarcerated or in prison. And of course, like I said, wine leads to fucking drama. This guy started to slap, two of them started to slap box. Another one was over there trying to pull a guy's fucking pantalones down. I don't know what his intentions were. I'm just saying though, right? He thought it was horseplay, and the other guy was about to give him the real horseplay, right? He was about to get the pipots langots. It started to look real weird over there on the other side of the fucking dorm. All I know is what ended up happening is the placas came in. There was about 3 different fights, whole bunch of people horseplaying. They were chicken fighting in the fucking middle of the day room. And it just goes to show you how wine can lead to bullshit. Now, there's been several instances. I remember the placas came, snatched everyone up. They were fucking ripped all our beds apart. We were pretty mad, but they took these guys to the oil, so there was nothing we could do about it till they came back, right? And that's just how it is in prison. In prison, it's all about respect, man. It's all about people are going to do what they does, cousin. You can't stop them. They're the next man. Every man runs their program however they're going to run it. But I remember another situation. I'm out of state doing time, and there wasn't really too much winemaking here, right? And this was pre-fucking me even knowing what it was. But these white guys came, and they made something called white lightning. Now, I don't even know if you know what white lightning is, but it's basically, they're taking, they're extracting. I don't even want to say too many words because you don't think I'm over here making meth. They're actually extracting or titrating, extracting the pure alcohol from their Pruno batch, right? And so these guys had some clear, some Everclear, some proof, right? They were walking around this motherfucking yada like they were that shit, right? Well, let me tell you what happens when you're walking around like you're that shit. Yes, Woods, talking about you, brothers. A couple of them decided that for no other reason, they were going to run up in a cell block that wasn't theirs and get off on an Africano brother for no other reason than they didn't like him. That was a bad mistake. They had the right ideas of getting off on the enemy. You know, if you're going to get off on the enemy, get off on the enemy. Handle your motherfucking business. The wrong idea was don't do it while you're drunk, right? Because they proceeded to get their asses mollywopped all the way up the stairs, down the stairs, back up the stairs, thrown over the tier, caught by another Africano, stomped out over here. The other whites had to get involved, to which they handled their business. And it was a melee to which I had never seen before in my life, and I enjoyed it. It was fun, you know? But it all stemmed from alcohol. And like I said, man, when you're doing that Pruno thing, man, it seems fine and dandy. It's all cool. It's all good in the hood. Everyone's like, hey, I'm going to sip. We're making a batch to homies. And I would say 80% of the time, nothing happens. Motherfuckers are going to kick it, have a good time, enjoy themselves. The best batches are, of course, in the oil or when you're doing shoot time because you have nothing other to do than kick it, pop the fucking corn on the fucking bump some baking soda breath on the door, chill, conversate, make the time go by faster. But when you're on the main line, you have to stay on your toes. You have to stay firmly planted and cemented on what's going down around you to stay aware. But these motherfuckers get all faded and they're like, ding dong, the bitch is dead, straight to the head, right? And they're done. You know, and this happens at several penitentiaries, several prisons, several jails, several juvenile halls, several different places where people that get there automatically, there's always that one, you know, hey, so I'm a tattoo artist, say I get down, he quacks everyone up. For those of you that don't know what the word quacks up means, he puts stick figures on everyone, fucks them all up. Their homeboy with fucking, he got his water on him, but it's misspelled. That type of motherfucker. Then there's always that one that gets there, he's so scared, I'm the jack of all trades, I could do it all, homie. You know what I'm saying? Massages y todo, mine. You know what I mean? Hey, I think you fucked my neck up. I didn't mean to, but your neck, your back, just like that. Right? And then you got the ones that go there. There's always that one, especially the white guys, sprinkle them in, that get there and they're like, hey, I know how to make Pruno. I know how to make that good shit, right? They got everyone Oscar, everyone throwing up, everyone sick for a whole week. Oh, man, I got that shit. No, we know you got that shit, but now you got some other shit because you fucked with the old white boy over there. He's like, it's good to me, brother. Right? Of course it's good to him. He's got a cast iron stomach. He's been drinking that fucking mierda for the last 5 years. Don't ever trust me. They'll fuck you up. This is just the way it is in prison. Every different group is doing their thing. Every different group is minding their own business and paying attention to their own. But at the same time, man, you could tell when people are off that wine. You could tell when people are sipping off that Pruno because you know it gets ugly. It gets ugly, man. You start to see people horseplay, come out of their element, get a little looser. And the next thing you know, man, yard's going down. And it's an unfortunate thing that you have to go back to your building. So I was like, well, you were just trying to take it out there and get some softballs from the homeboy. I'll never forgive you, white boys. What's up, Woods? Right? And that's just how it be like. So what I wanted to give you guys here was just some stories. You know, some stories on how alcohol can definitely lead to disaster, especially while you're in prison. Don't drink that shit. It'll fuck your eyes up, fuck you up, fuck your whole spleen up. It'll have you walking like this and shit. You know what I mean? It's just an ugly thing. And there's no reason to go that route. People are going to do it. It's been done since the beginning of time to the end of time. But me, myself, I learned that the indulgence of alcohol while in prison was not a good look, was not a good thing. You never want to be inebriated and not in your right state of mind, especially in a place as dangerous and as treacherous as prison, because you never know who's going to take you disrespect. You're being a little loud, fathers are going to feel some type of way. You're joking around, people are going to take that. Just even if you're not part of their group, hey, look at these babosos over here fucking drawing attention to us, dry snitching ass motherfuckers. Stop us, grab your shit. And now, war, right? Mount up. It was a cold black night, a clear bright moon or something like that. And then it goes down all because a motherfucker took a sippy sip of some shit some motherfucking J-Cat made that didn't even taste too good. You know, you trip out on people. So, can I get your apple? Can I get your apple? Can I get your apple? Oh, let me guess what you're making. So next thing you know, you see them on the yard and they're like this. I think the homies fucked me. Yeah, I think they did. You know what I mean? Because you just did way too much. Anyways, it be like that sometimes. This is what I say. My suggestion, stay away from that shit. It really ain't all that. Like whether you think it's cracked up to be. I ain't gonna lie though. Once upon a time and once in a while, you get a motherfucking OG, old convict, old school, righteous motherfucker that'll make some motherfucking, some, what's that shit called? Some fucking Pinot. You know what I mean? He'll make some bomb. He'll have that motherfucker sipping Moet around that motherfucker. You'd be like, damn, this shit is bomb. And that's just what it'd be like. Anyways, with that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming to you. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about struggling and striving for your family. Just a little fucking video I wanted to drop, man. Don't be in that motherfucker thinking you're hardcore. I can make wine before I seen it on YouTube. The one vato made it from the East Coast. It was cool. He did it with apple peels, oranges, and a patada. Oh my, right? Well, do it then, baboso. And then when the homies when some big old fucking Africano got you in the cell, like, hey, what's happening? So I don't need to go out like that. Well, you did. Bang, bang. If you like this, hit that like and subscribe with your thumbs up. If not, you can put your thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears Gunner's crown. I'm going to continue to struggle, strive, and truly believe in what I believe in, and that's the coming together of all people. Dropping some of them bangers, some of that content that only you can get exclusively here on Gunner's Collective. You already know what I does, because I'm going to make it happen. Knowledge, that's it. Bang, bang. You can't get in college. This is the gun. Indubitably.